This one's about projections, projecting. For many years of my life, um, I had, I mean, I'm sure every one of some have better family upbringing than others. Some experiences in some families are just amazing, and it usually starts. I mean, for the majority of the time, it really does start with who is in control, who's in the driver's seat in the family, right? Because everything else basically ripples out into the rest of the siblings, right? And I really don't know sometimes whether it's some people say, well, as God chooses some people, he pulls some people out. And that could be true. They call them the chosen ones, right? But the Bible says that many are called and few are chosen. Okay. And the thing is about the people who actually within their container, within their souls, they begin to embrace, even from young, a certain level of convictions, whereas other people may be doing stuff and they'll go, no, I don't think that was right. They are going to grow, and they're going to grow in a certain way because of that level of honesty and embracing a certain amount of goodness. God will undoubtedly begin to increase in that person better, and they will grow into a mighty oak tree in their life. The Bible says that the ways of the righteous, they brim ever brightly unto the noonday. Even as they get older, their face shows a gentleness and a graciousness, whereas others who embrace so many other ugliness would have become more uglier in their face even. It shows it hardness from their hearts, right? In the avenue of projections, this is a thing that it's just saying about the people who embrace good. They will not, but in your environment, project confidence onto you. Okay. They will make you feel that you can really do anything. And if you're not up to par in their eyes, they don't look down. They see somebody who they lift you up within their sight. See, because they live from a higher place, they cannot but speak higher language. And when they do that, when they come into your environment, if you are lacking in any area, whatever, because they are so living on a certain level, they will put out a certain amount of whether it be finances, and this is where it can be really concerned, and it can actually be a little upsetting later for experiences. But they will put out their resources to build you up. Not so with those who are wicked. And what I mean by wicked, the Bible says that they're having a wicked heart of unbelief. And because they were deceived by the deceitfulness of sin, their heart became hardened. And now sin runs in so many different avenues. And Jesus really came along and he really brought the crux of the matter of what sin really is, because he began to concentrate on people's inner attitudes. When he spoke to the Pharisees and the scribes, he said to them, he goes, the things that they lacked were justice, mercy, and goodness. They lacked it in their lives. They were so good at making themselves so appearing well before others, but inside they had self-indulgence. Okay. They extorted from people. They were not honest. Okay. They would in a second betray you, or they would basically watch you suffer. They may even lead you to suffering. In light of that, projections from a good person versus an evil person can cause you a whole lot of good or a whole lot of damage, evil damage in your life by what they're projecting. And the way they project their stuff onto you is that you will slowly start to question your abilities. When you know you have enough experience, because you had to live with you, that you seem to level up. You know, the Bible says that. It says about them who follow good. It says that their ways, they whatever they put their hands to shall prosper. And you know, the thing is that people who seem to have a certain amount of godliness operational in their lives, you can give them any tasks and they always come out shining. Even if something can't find an answer, the positivity and the faith is there. They will have the answer. Sometimes the answer will come out of nowhere. Not so with those who are not healthy. It can't come from anywhere because they're so stifled. They're so stifled. They've broken away from God. And in light of that, they stop. They really do stop God's goodness from being operational. And the only way you can really deal with people like this is cutting the invisible ties. When they're like a movie, they're projecting everything that they are onto you just so you can believe what they think about you. And what they really think about you, okay, is that they cannot lift you up. And it takes a long time to really experience that, especially when you're in the environment and you're experiencing the environment and you're having the environment affect your life. The only way to really get freed from it is that having this mindset that whatever the situations you're going to walk into with anybody, no matter whoever that person is, okay, when you begin to experience projection that is unhealthy, you have to learn how to deflect the manners, and I should call it the lack of manners that they have, because it takes a certain amount. You know, for instance, if someone came into your house, okay, and they didn't take off their shoes and they walked in your kitchen and did all these things, on a physical level, they are projecting what they really think about you, right? You'd kind of be considering right away, okay, this person's rude. And you would probably tell them off or kind of be put off, depending who that person is. And it's tougher when it's people who are closest to you, right? That's how projectors do their stuff. Except instead of physically doing it, they do it in the invisible world. Little undertones, little comments they will make, the way they will bring up other people and their abilities, but yours, well, even though you've shown them time and again that you can bring it. You can bring it. And yeah, I'll just leave with this. The thing about bad projectors is the one thing about them you brace more than anything else is that you, first of all, don't take it personally. Yes, you should, but don't. Secondly, it's an illness. It's an ill-mannered lack of decency within them, because it's ill-mannered to ever try to put something upon somebody in any way, shape or form. There was a show I was watching one time where the man was talking to the young child and he said, if I keep telling you something about yourself, and he says after a while you will believe it to be true and you will begin to act it out. There are people whose behavior is bad that needs to be called out, okay, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about when projectors project a consistent breaking down of who you are, your abilities, your sense of confidence. Because when it comes down to it, and I'll just leave you with that, what they're really breaking you down with is your confidence. And you know the one thing about bad projectors, they could smell your confidence. You know why they can't have it and why they don't have it? Because they're stinkers and they're not willing to put in the years of work that you would have put in of being convicted, of allowing yourself to be honest with yourself, of having a healthy form of introspection. These people are not about that. They live so much on a surface level. Basically say they're like fish flopping around on the ground out of the water, and eventually they're just dying, and they start to smell really bad. So you all have a good day and do like and subscribe. Thank you.